guess what? I'm back. I know that it has been so long. It was a crazy summer, and I did tell myself that I was going to continue to record all summer, and the fact that the kids were in school was not going to get in my way, but it totally did. I tried to record one day when they were home, and it was a total disaster, and it didn't work out so well, so I just kind of took the rest of the summer off, and hopefully I didn't bum anybody out too hard, but I am back. I had lost my knitting mojo for a little bit in the summer there, and I think I talked about that briefly in the last episode, but it came back full force, pretty much with some garment knitting. I have kept up on my hippo for holiday socks, but yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it, I guess. I have coffee because life doesn't exist without coffee. It's in my Magic Kingdom mug, and it makes me, I think I've said this before, but it makes me want to go back to Disney so bad, and this is just distracting me. Oh, by the way, I got an iPhone 7 Plus, which has a really great camera. I was having so many problems trying to record on my EOS and my Canon Rebel EOS, mostly because the memory cards are really hard to come by, and then it's hard to get onto my MacBook because my MacBook hates me, and it's not, I've deleted everything that I can possibly delete off of it, and it's still telling me that the memory's full, so I'm gonna have to take it in to Apple, and of course my warranty is up, so that's gonna be a pain in the behind, but I'm thinking of getting an iPad Pro. If anybody out there has any tips for me, whether to get a PC, MacBook, or an iPad Pro, let me know. So anyway, I have a brand new iPhone 7 Plus. It has a great camera, so we're gonna give that a go. I can see myself, which helps when I'm showing you knitting to know that it's even in the frame. So that helps. And it's brand new, so it has storage, like lots of it. But I might as well get into it. Today, I have a lot of socks. And there's one pair that I can't even remember if I showed or not. So if I double show it, I'm sorry. And the other thing I'm gonna apologize for right off the bat is these hippos that I'm obsessed with keeping up for the knit-alongs. That's really all as far as socks go, that's really all I've been having time to knit, because there's been a couple of months where there's been 2 a month, and then I get a little behind and then get myself caught back up, which is also happening next month, for October, I believe they have 2. So if that's a little boring, I'm sorry. I promise that after Christmas I will start knitting some like really fun different things. Oh, I also have, darn it, it's in my garage, but I do have some other crafts that I have been working on that are not knitted related. Oh, like look at me 5 minutes in here and I haven't even said my name's Amelia. I am a knitter mostly. I do other crafts. My husband and I like to do woodworking and build furniture, and we did a lot of that this weekend, and it was a lot of fun, and I like to paint it. I do a lot of stuff with my Cricut and vinyl. I love to make wood signs. You can find me on Instagram, and I will put that info below in the box. And yeah, so thanks for tuning in if this is your first time tuning in, and thanks for coming back if you've stuck with me, and even though I took quite a hiatus. But so first finished object that I did this summer, I don't know if I've showed these. If I've showed these, sorry. I honestly, actually, I think I have, so I'll just be really quick here. These are my Gilmore Girl socks, and I love them because they are the only stripy socks that I have done in a really long time. And I think I am going to, sorry, my friend texted me, I lost my train of thought. I am going to order another Nomadic Yarns, a Halloween one, so that I can get another stripy sock in. I think I really need that in my life right now. Second finished object is another sock, and forgive me, these aren't blocked. This is Hippo for Cinco de Mayo. So this is from May. And it is wonderful. Look at the color. This heel and toe are Ow, I Feel Good by Lauren at Lolo Didn't. Surprise, surprise. I do, if you are just tuning in with me, my socks are a 36 times 4, 72 times 2, sorry, 72 stitch sock. I am a very, very, very tight knitter, and that is pretty much what I will preface everything with, because you will see me knitting everything on ridiculously large needles and wonder why. I am a very tight knitter. I never get gauged with the required needle. So I do all my socks on a 1.5, which is 2.5 or 2.25 millimeters. And I do a 72 stitch sock, and that's basically because I think I could go down to a 68, but there's no way I'd be able to do a fish lips kiss heel with a 68 because excuse me, because my instep is high and my husband's instep is incredibly high, and it just wouldn't work for us. So the other thing, where is my train of thought today? I'm so sorry. I was about, I don't measure socks because I make so many. I have a pretty good rhythm down. I do a 20 row cuff, 2x2. Then I do a 70 row leg. Then I do my heel, 67 row foot. And then the toe I do is the toe from the Vanilla Latte sock pattern, pretty much exclusively is what I do there. Also, if you notice, I keep looking outside. Today is the solar eclipse. So if I do just peace out for a minute, it is because I'm being blinded by the sun. So my second finished object is Hippo for Mom. So once again, if I'm boring you with all the hippos, I'm so sorry, but I love them and I love this knit along. It has been so much fun, and I'm just gonna keep knitting them till December. So this is my Hippo for Mom, and it is beautiful. It is lovely purples. I wonder what Lauren's inspiration was for that. Her mom might have loved purple, but I picked Little Darling for my heel and toe. And once again, plain vanilla. That's pretty much what I do. I think I have one more sock. I do. So I have one more sock, and this one was for my husband, and this Hippo for Dad. And I did tell you he has an insanely high instep, so he always gets a heel flap and gusset, because there is no way. I don't think it would bother him if I did a fish lips kiss heel, but when I look at the sock and every time I saw him wearing them and it looked like that over the top of the foot, it would make me crazy, like completely crazy. So he gets a heel flap and gusset always. And then once again, the exact same thing. Our feet size are not much off, so knitting his socks isn't that much different than knitting mine. And he loves to wear them to work. So I guess the biggest difference is, see, like size-wise, I guess the biggest difference is the heel flap and gusset. Just, it takes a lot longer than a fish lips kiss heel. Like, I don't have any preference, like, look-wise. I think the reason I've just been so with the fish lips is I wanted all my Hippo socks to really, to look the same. For when I do a giant picture of the whole year of them together. But I guess I did my Easter one was a little bit different. And I think I did a blueberry waffle because I got a different kind of sock. I typically buy everyday sock. I always buy everyday sock. I actually love I don't dislike when a sock or yarn is squishy, but I just feel like it has its purpose. I like when I do a sock for it to be that sturdy, that thin, nice yarn. I'm not a fan of the super squishy, unless I'm making a slipper sock or something that I'm gonna wear around the house. and then that's when I add texture into the pattern, because it's really nice when you're doing a really squishy yarn to do the texture. So yeah, and I think I talked about this previously as well, but for my husband's, I did do a squishier yarn. I did a cashmere nylon merino blend. I believe it's called Lauren's favorite or Lolo's favorite for his sock, because he does much prefer that. So, and it was for Father's Day, so I did that for him. That is all I have for sock whips. I have a whip that I made for my mom. It was for her birthday, and really funny story. We drove down, I live in Chicago, and we drove down to visit my mom and my sister and everybody in Canada, because that's where we're from, for my niece's birthday and just like a little bit of a summer vacation. And so I thought that I was going to completely finish her birthday present in the car. I didn't. I thought that I was going to finish it in our second car ride from family to family, and I didn't. Then I thought I was going to finish it while I was at my sister's before my mom's actual birthday, because we were there in July and her birthday was in August before we left. I didn't. And there are a couple of reasons why I didn't. The first reason is because I know that people have said that this pattern is super fun to knit. I didn't like it. I think it is a gorgeous pattern. Don't get me wrong, it is wearable, it's gorgeous. It is the perfect shape for a shawl, in my opinion. I love it. It was boring to me. The second reason is because when we were at my sister's, I got the flu in the middle of summer on vacation, and that was awesome. So, and like, it was the kind of flu where I was too sick to even like think about getting my head off my pillow and knit anything. It was horrible. And so anyway, I've talked into oblivion here. I made my mom for her birthday because my mom was just recently diagnosed with cancer. She has stage 3 rectal cancer. So she's been doing a lot of chemo and radiation, and it's a shame I can't get this all on the screen, but the ends aren't tied in, as you can see. But this, I wanted her to have something to keep her warm and comfortable during her chemo and her radiation and everything of that nature. So I knit this. And I'm not going to talk much about the construction, but that is basically, I'm sure you can figure it out. But that's basically, in my opinion, what made it boring. It was just like this was just the same 2 rows this whole way. And then the rows got really, really long, and I got really, really bored. And then like the only difference in the eyelet rows was the eyelet row. So I just snagged that on my chair. I thought I heard that. Okay, it'll come out with blocking, I'm sure. Anyway, this beautiful color here, which I stashed dough for this, and I'm like kind of mad at myself for it because I love this color. I'm gonna have to order a new one to make myself something. This is Love You a Latte by the Lemonade Shop, which when I first, I don't know if I said this before, but when I first got into knitting with hand-dyed yarn and not Bernat from Michaels, which I was obsessed with as a teen, and when I first got into knitting, because I didn't know that there was a whole other world of like ridiculous obsessiveness out there, Lemonade Shop was who I bought every last thing from. I don't think I knit from another hand dyer ever until the Lemonade, and when I first started knitting with Lemonade Shop yarn. I still love her. Don't buy it as much because I've really gotten into Lolo Did It. I kind of like knit obsessively with certain, I don't really, yeah. Anyway, so that is Love You Latte. It's kind of like a camo. It's like a pastel camo. Like, I don't know if it gets any better than that. And then Lauren, speaking of Lolo Did It, that is Coal Miner's Daughter, and I'm sure you can see my boo-boo in there, where I used 2 skeins and I didn't alternate, and like there was no even reason why I was not alternating. I had both the skeins. I just didn't want to, I guess. I don't even know why I didn't. I think it's because I didn't have it skeined up by the time I started the second section and just didn't bother. But like honestly, with the fact that it goes like with the other color in the gray and then the gray and then another color and then another color gray, I don't think it looks bad like that at all. So I can try this on for you. I really suck at wearing shawls, putting them on, but I love them. It's like my new, I never knit a shawl until I knit the other one by Joji Locatelli. What is that one? The Pure Joy. Never knit a shawl until I knit the Pure Joy. And then I knit it and I wore it a bunch, especially like on a plane and traveling, and became obsessed. And then I had to knit this one. And I know I just like bashed how boring it was, but I will 100% knit this again. It is a wonderful size. It's like my ideal, like I was telling you, like it wraps and it's still kind of like that's what I like. I like a big shawl, and it wraps, it's still kind of bunchy. My mom's gonna love it if she ever gets it. I might forget to mail that out there once I get it blocked and the ends tied in. Well, but we'll see. So, moving on, I have a couple of whips. I feel like I'm really unorganized and I don't really know what I have on my needles, but I don't think I have more than what I actually do, to be honest. I am working on, because it's for the Cal, the first whip I am working on is half finished, if you count not having the toe Kitchener. This is Hippo for Independence Day, and I believe that this one is the knit along ends August 31st. Yes, the end of this month. So here's one. This is got to be my, and it's funny because I don't love red and blue, definitely not my favorite colors. Like something like this with that hot pink or this are like my favorite colors that she's done so far, probably. But the speckles on this one, my God, like I can't. This is the most amazing speckling out of these skeins that I think I've got. Like, look at the comparison. It's absolutely wonderful. Well, this one's kind of funny. I don't know if it's just because it's the merino, the cashmere, but I don't know. Can you see this? How one sock is really speckled, and then this one kind of starts out that way. But as I got to the middle of the skein, it really died out. Like, it doesn't bother me. I just thought that was interesting. And I wondered if it had something to do with the way the merino cashmere took dye. But anyway, so I am this far on this one. I think I'm about 45, 50 rows. Like not including the cuff, we get 50 rows, so I'll be ready to put a heel in here very shortly. There is that. Not too much to say about it. It's the same as everything else I've showed you, because I'm very adventurous and knit different things, apparently. All right, this. Now I have a whip. A whip that I have been, I'm sorry, I'm so distracted today. I just noticed like my wall behind, we're decorating, finally. So we built a, I'll show you in a minute. We built something out in the hall, and it's bothering me that I'm still sitting here in this completely empty dining room with nothing behind me because I cannot decide if I want to put shutters on this wall, or if I want to put a giant mirror. Or like an old farm door, because I was going to put a gallery wall, but I have a lot of gallery walls in my house, so no more gallery walls. Back to my whips. Do you know what it is? Can you tell? It's my So Faded. And it is glorious. That's the back, sorry. This is the front. So I don't know what these colors are. I'm sorry, they're on the package, but I couldn't tell which one is which. So that's the first color. And I didn't fade it as much in the front because there's a lot of neck. Can you see the neck shaping there? So in the back, you see the full amount of the first color. I did 5 because I bought a kit from Hugh Loco. It was the Andrea's favorite kit, and now I'm regretting not buying 2 kits because I should have bought 2. I should have bought the copper penny one or whatever it was. So anyway, I knit the size small. It's got a bit more positive ease than I probably would have liked, but it's fine. When I say that, it's because, I'll finish my first thought first. But anyway, then there's the second color. It's a pink, beautiful. I think that that's the pink peppercorn, but it could be wrong. Then we have a gray, followed by this amazing, like really dark gray. I don't know if I touch the screen, it might help the color there. Or it's just gonna like blow out the color, but this amazing like dark blackish color there. So anyway, I don't know what I was saying. Anyway, well, I'll just move on since I forgot what I was going on a tangent about. Oh, that's right. So I knit this sweater the first time. Yes, if you know me, I knit sweaters 3 times. Every time. I don't know why. Because I'm crazy anal, obsessive compulsive, need everything to be perfect. So, first time I knit it, when you're switching, I am really, really bad at changing color. Like, when you like, not changing colors, but like alternating skeins, which is why I don't do it, I won't lie. But you have to for this one, and I'm really, really bad at it. So the first time I did it, I hid the skein alternating in the raglan, but I did it on the front raglan, and it looked terrible because I pull stitches too tight, and then these looked really, really bad. So I ripped it out and I did it again. Did I rip it? Yeah, so maybe I did this one 4 times. So I ripped it out and I ripped it back. And then I hid the raglan in this ribbing part, and it still looked ridiculous because obviously you can tell that you are, without giving away the pattern, you're increasing. So the stitch moved over every time. It looked ridiculous. But I left that. It didn't look so bad that I cared. But what happened was when I got down to about here-ish, I don't know, around maybe sleeves separate, before the sleeves separated for the sleeves, my stitch can't, I was watching Game of Thrones. Why am I watching Game of Thrones while knitting, while doing, like, if we're doing stockinette in the round, perfect, fine. Raglan increases, like, on like body, sleeve, alternating rows, net, like, no, you don't do that. So I ripped out the entire thing. And then I got like discussing with a friend the size and how I like sweaters, and then my anal retentive obsessive compulsive personality kicked in, and I decided that instead of knitting it 1 needle size up, I was gonna knit it 2. And that's because I wasn't even thinking, like, oh, it's starting to get bright outside. I wasn't even thinking at all. Like, I can't remember what the gauge is exactly, but like, I think I was 1/4 of a stitch off the gauge. so let's say it was 6 stitches per inch. I was getting, it was 6 1/4 stitches per inch. I was getting 6 stitches per inch. And I don't know why in my head that meant go up a needle size. Like, why? In my head that meant go up a needle size, but really what that would have done was made my stitches bigger and put 5 stitches in an inch, which is what happened. And I literally knit down to the 3rd color, like did like, no, 4th color. I knit down to the 4th color. And I hadn't tried it on until then because I was like, oh, you know, it'll be great. I got gauge. I didn't get gauge. So I knit down to the 4th color and then I tore the entire sweater out. And because when I tried it on, it was like huge. I was like grabbing like handfuls of sweater at the side. And like that would have been fine. It just would have been like a boxy. I would have just changed the ribbing, I guess, at the bottom. So it didn't pucker in and whatever. But the problem with that was because of the big gauge, the sleeve holes were like gaping down to here. It had like wings. And so we tore back. And so I finally finished all the way down the ribbing. I came back and added the neck. And then I started the sleeve, and I have this little baby sleeve here, and I'm on my 2nd color of the sleeve. My biggest complaints, like I said, is that I really do suck at alternating skeins. So I have this. I don't know if you can see it. And if anybody has any advice or any tips to send me, like somewhere to look to fix that pucker that I get, because I'm a tight knitter. I have like this need to pull everything tight because I'm terrified it's gonna fall out. And then I get these puckers. And so I really, really want to knit a Madewell cardigan. The problem with that is I want to do it in Malabrigo, and I will be alternating skeins the entire way up. So that's the problem, is I don't want the whole one side of my sweater to be completely puckered the whole way up because it'll just look terrible. So that was really, really short and sweet this week. I guess I have one more thing to show. Maybe I can fit in a couple. But first, just one acquisition. I have been really good about knitting down my stash lately, because we all know that come Christmas I'm just gonna go nuts and buy lots and lots of stuff. So I've been really trying to knit down my stash, but I bought some Felici because it came out. I'm not gonna bore you with showing you all of those colors because I'm sure you've all Googled them. It's Felici, or you've all looked at them or bought them. But I won a cow, which was my first time. So thank you, Laura, and I'm sure you don't watch this, but thank you so much because I'm obsessed with your hippos, and please someone tell her that. I'm sure she knows, she sees my Instagram. But I won hippo for De los Muertos, and it is sugar skull inspired, I believe she said. And I am going to be obsessively knitting my 2nd sock for Hippo for Independence Day so that this can get cast on immediately tonight. And this is what I picked for, oh, that's blowing out, I'm sorry. This is more, it's definitely neon, but it's more bubblegum, maybe. It's definitely more bubblegum than it is like a bubblegum neon than it's showing up on my phone. So that's that. And then what a sweetheart. She sent me these amazing little, I was gonna buy some of these, but so she sent me these amazing little progress keepers because, well, I don't know why she sent them. I shouldn't say because, but they're so cute. They're bronze, they're metal. But I was going to buy some because I bought these. I don't know if you can see them on my sweater. Where are they? From Hobby Lobby. And they're really hard plastic. They're not flexible at all. And if you are not like the most, like insanely oh, see, I heard it crack. Insanely careful. I don't know if you can see it, but it cracked when I did that. No, you totally can't see. I'm being crazy. But anyway, they crack every time I go to open and close them. They break off. So I'm like completely out of them. And she sent me this cute little pack of them, and I'm so thankful. So anyway, sorry for my complete scatterbrain today. I am all over the place because I'm back and I'm getting back into the swing of things. We're back to school. We're getting back into the swing of that. And life is just extremely hectic, and so my brain is reflecting that. If you stuck around to the end, thank you so much. I am hoping to really get some new projects cast on in a little bit to show some variation and not just so many socks. I have a couple of shawls that I'm really wanting to do, some socks, some scarves. I'm also doing a lot around the house, and I did say that I would show you what I am doing, or I did, at my front door. So my husband, he's so wonderful, and I couldn't find a piece for my front door that I liked. I was being extremely picky, and so he took something like my idea that I had and exactly what I wanted, and it's not the size I wanted, but I can't be that picky, I guess. And he built me this console table, and I can get my camera turned around here. How do I do that? That button? I don't know how to turn it around, so I'll just turn my phone around here. Oh, that's my toy room. So my husband built me this, and I painted it because, like I said, I refinish furniture, and he painted that for me, or he built that for me. And we put that at my front table, and I'm just so excited to start getting my house decorated. So anyway, for the last time, thank you so much for tuning in to see me, and I hope you have a lovely week. Bye.